Hey, thanks for dropping by. What you're watching right now is a collection of helpful videos from my beginner guitar YouTube channel. If you want more, there are links down below. Thanks for watching. Happy strumming. With D, G and A, three really great basic open major chords, you're going to learn how to play this really nice country blues fingerpicking pattern. But what's the difference between this picking pattern and a standard picking pattern? Well, let me show you. So here's the D major chord, and a basic finger picking pattern will be something like this. So you see, or you hear, just kind of consecutive notes. And if you were playing a G, or an A, now that's very nice, really nice, and I love it. But with this country blues picking pattern, the thumb is going to hold down a repeated phrase. And with the D major, it's going to look like this and sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just like this. This is what the thumb's going to do while you're playing a D major chord. You're hitting the A string, D string, A string, D string. Okay, and so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, with the G major chord, this is what you're going to do. So now, what we're playing is the 6th string and the D string. 6, 4, 6, 4. E, D, E, D. And if we're going to play the A major chord, we're going to do basically the same thing that we did with the D major. We're playing the 5th string and the 4th string. 5th string, 4th string, 5th string, 4th string. A, D, A string, D string. Just like that. Now, believe it or not, while this might seem pretty simple, it'll actually take a lot of practice, because when you add the fingers to the pattern, that's when life gets a little bit tricky. But before we do that, let's just have a little run through of the bass parts that your thumb is going to play with those three chords. Let's have a little closer look. The D chord, once again, your thumb is going to pick 5th string, which is an A note, and 4th string, which is a D. So these are both open strings, and they're playing on each beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The G major chord, slightly different. All right, so here's the G major chord. If you play it a different way, doesn't matter. You're going to pick the low E string and the D string. Low E, D. So 6 and 4th string. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now your A major chord is going to look like this. And again, if you play your A major differently, don't worry, it'll work fine. So we're playing like the D major chord, A string, D string, A string, D string. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's do a little practice, okay? And what we're going to play is 2 bars of D, 2 bars of G, 2 bars of A, and then back to D major for 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, G. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Back to D. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the thumb. But what do your fingers play in this finger picking pattern? Well, we've got 3 fingers that we're going to use, and for all 3 chords, you're going to play the same strings with these fingers, all right? So, if you noticed, when I was playing the thumb patterns, my fingers were kind of here. And this is kind of where they rest when my thumb is doing all the hard work. And you can see what we've got here is first finger is going to play the open G string. Second finger is going to play the B string. And the third finger is going to play the high E string, the first string. So third string, second string, first string. First finger, second finger, third finger. Like that. So let's just a little practice. Forget about this hand, forget about your fretting hand. Let's just focus on the picking hand, right? Your finger picking hand. And all we're going to do is on the first beat of each bar, we're just going to pick the string. So we're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second string, 2, 3, 4. First string, 2, 3, 4. Second string, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And a bit of a mistake. Okay, but you get the idea. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's try this. Let's add the chords, okay? But we're just going to play the finger parts, not the thumb, okay? Let's just start getting your fingers used to where they should be playing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. G. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Back to D. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little tip for you here. Sometimes when you're really focusing and learning something new, you really do want to try and stay relaxed. Now I found that when I'm putting in a lot of focus into learning something, learning parts, or something tricky like a finger picking part, you can tend to forget how tense you get, in your hands, in your wrists, in your neck, in your shoulders. So, if you're feeling a little tight in any of those areas, have a break, have a little shake. But, be careful because, a good practice session can be ruined by stiff joints and stuff. So take care of yourself. Okay, so we know the thumb patterns for the D major, the G major, and the A major chords. And we've got a very simple pattern for our fingers. We're just playing on the first beat of each bar. So let's put the thumb and the fingers together. We're going to use a very simple chord progression, basically the one we've been using so far. 4 bars of D, 4 bars of G, 4 bars of A, 4 bars of D. And then that just repeats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And again. So how did you find that? As a first time, how was that? Let me know down below in the comments. Okay, so if you found that really tricky, it's absolutely fine, because the thing is, something like this is going to take a lot of time. It's going to really take a lot of practice and dedication. You know, you're not going to learn this in a 15-20 minute video like this. You're going to need to put the practice in as much as you can. But I'll tell you what though, it's worth it. So that was using the fingers on the first beat of each bar, but we can also do it on the first and third beats as well. So I'm going to demo it so that you can see what I'm doing. And once I've finished, why don't you rewind the video and practice along with me. And we're going to use exactly the same chord progression, 4 bars of D, 4 bars of G major, 4 bars of A major, 4 bars of D major, and then repeating the whole lot. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And repeats. G, A, back to D. Now another way you can play is playing on all the beats. Okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like, and again, when I finish, why don't you go back and play along. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 3, and again. If you're getting value out of this, why not hit that like button? Now, personally, I like to mix and match the combinations because it adds a bit of variety to your playing, right? And so, you know, we've looked at 3 different ways that you could play it. Just with the first finger, with the first finger on the first beat, the first and third beats, and on all 4 beats. But, you know, you could start, you know, 1 bar or 2 bars like this, with just the first beat, and then add something like that, just to, you know, as I say, give your playing a bit of variety. And plus, I think when you're playing songs, and we'll have a look at a few songs in a moment, when you're playing songs, you know, I think you generally change what you're playing according to the feeling of the song. I mean, I know I certainly do. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in that little progression there, I used all the different combinations. Just things that felt right to me. You know, there's nothing kind of pre-planned or worked out. It's just something that I play and it feels good. Hey, why not subscribe to the channel if you're getting value out of this? So as I mentioned earlier, you can use these techniques in songs. So if you've got songs that only use 3 chords, and in this case, D, G and A, then try it. Try it with songs that you love. All right, don't try it with songs that have finger picking patterns or use fingerstyle playing. Just try it with songs you love. And I'm going to demo a few Beatles songs to show you how you can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ask the girl what she wanted to be. She said, baby, can't you see? I wanna be famous, the star of the screen, but you can do something in between. Not the greatest singing, but you get the idea. 1, 2, 3. Because you're sweet and lovely, I love you. Because you're sweet and lovely, girl, it's true. I love you more than ever, girl, I do. Why don't we could do it in the road? Why don't we do it in the road? Why don't we do it in the road? Why don't we do it in the road? No one will be watching us. Why don't we do it in the road? You see, 3 chords, you could just put it in there. and a 2-chord song. Everybody's talking about madism, dragism, this isn't madism, isn't it a most? All we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are saying is give peace a chance. Find your favourite songs, play them using this finger picking technique, and don't worry about the singing. You can use this finger picking technique on other major chords, and how you do that is by watching these tutorials right here. Thanks so much for joining me today. Happy finger picking. Hey, thanks for dropping by. What you're watching right now is a collection of helpful videos from my beginner guitar YouTube channel. If you want more, there are links down below. Thanks for watching. Happy strumming. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you, but this alternating bass pattern that we're going to use with our thumb and 3 fingers over a 12-bar blues chord progression is not easy. It's pretty tough, but you'll get it if you put the work in. Now let's get on with it. So we're looking at building a really strong alternating bass rhythm based on an alternating thumb pattern, okay? So, holding down the A major chord, okay, you can see the diagram for the A chord. We're going to pick the open A string and the D string like this, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, A string, D string, A string, D string. And this is an A note, E note, A note, E note, A, E. Now let's just go over this for a moment, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. A, E, A, E, A, E. So yeah, this is repetitive, but the thing about repetition is that this is going to help build your muscle memory, and you'll know that muscle memory is so important when learning the guitar, and especially fingerstyle finger picking techniques like this country blues finger picking we're looking at today. So this is with the A major chord. Now we're going to do exactly the same with the D major chord, okay? So we're going to change to D major, but your thumb is going to do exactly the same. Don't change anything about what your thumb is doing right this moment. Okay, 1, 2, 3, D chord. Alright, so exactly the same thing. We're playing A string, D string, A string, D string, A string, D string. And that's an A note, D note, A note, D note. And we're just keeping this rhythm pretty steady. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now back to an A major chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, E, A, E. Over to the D chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, D, A, D, A, D, A, D. And now back to an A major chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe. If you've seen some of my other finger picking fingerstyle lessons, I recommend you check them out. Then you'll know what fingers your strings have to play. And if you were paying careful attention, which I'm sure you were, when I was doing the thumb part, you'll have noticed that my first, second and third finger, if I can spit it out, are already in position, Okay, look at that. You'll see that there they are. All right, so you got the first finger is on that G string, second finger is on the B string, the second string, and the third finger is on the high E string, the top string, the first string, like that. And just a note on fingernails, you know, mine are kind of longish. I generally keep them at this length because I quite like the sound that they make when I pick the strings. So we've got first finger, second finger, third finger, G string, B string, high E string. Just like that. Now, sometimes you don't need to go rushing straight into it and start doing it. But what I would recommend that you do right now is pause the video for a moment and just practice holding your fingers here while playing the A, D strings, A, D, while doing this. Just kind of get used to it, because you know, you don't need to rush and try and put it all, do it all together, all right now. Just take some time to practice this bit, really build up your muscle memory. Get that thumb used to playing this and get your fingers used to holding, well, not holding on here, but being in this position, getting ready to get going. Okay, so now you've had a bit of a practice of that, let's get into what these three fingers are going to do. So we know that the thumb will do this all the time with the A chord, and with the D chord, exactly the same thing. Something different for the E chord when we get to that part. What, there's more? Yes, there sure is. And so just sticking with this A chord. Now, we're playing 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 beats in the bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we're just going to play the first finger on the first beat of the bar and hold it. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to do the second finger, playing the B string. It's going to be on the same beat, doesn't matter, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, let's do the third finger playing that high E string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's come back to the second finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and now the first finger. Okay, so we were playing one beat and holding it. Now let's halve that and play 2 beats. Playing the first beat, holding it for half a bar, and then playing a second finger for the second half of the bar. So something like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, oops, let me start that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm just playing, for the moment, first finger, second finger. Alright, that's kind of like the first bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's add third finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, and we're going, ooh, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. Third finger, second finger. First finger, second finger. Third finger, second finger. And now we have all three fingers working, if I can keep mine working, and you'll notice that they're all playing simultaneously with the thumb on the A string. Just like that. Now we're going to do exactly the same for the D major chord. Exactly the same. Remember, the chord changes, but the fingers on your picking hand don't. So we're going 1, just like that. First finger, second finger, third finger, second finger. First finger, second finger, third finger, second finger. Now let's change between the two chords, the A and the D. So back to the A, 1. Not yet. Okay, let's start again. I'm kind of losing my concentration for some reason there. But let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4. A. And again, A chord. Now let's change to the D major. Back to the A. Back to the D chord. Now that's pretty tough. I mean, I make mistakes, and I made quite a few here today. But it's something that if you practice it and practice it and practice it, slowly, 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 over time, I can guarantee you will get it right. But you've got to put it in the practice. So we've been looking at this A and D chord, playing first, second, third, fourth beat. First, second, third, fourth beat. Right, now let's change it. Let's not speed it up, but play a little bit more in the bar. So we're going to now do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is beautiful. It's like, so first finger, first beat with the open A string. Second finger, second beat with the D string. Third finger, open A string on the third beat. And then fourth beat, second finger with the D string. And then we start again. So we get this. Oh, that is great, that is. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is absolutely gorgeous. I love this. And I love the way the thumb is playing that bass note pattern, you know, this thing over those notes. Okay, so let's put this together, right? We're going to play first 1. We're going to take this very slowly, okay, really slowly. So we're going to start with this 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what I want to do. All right. So we're going to do the A chord in the first way with just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to change chord and go to D major and do exactly the same. Then we go back to the A, do it for like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Swap to D, and finally like that. So, are you ready for a really great challenge? Here we go. And everything is on the screen. You can see the tabs and all of that good stuff right there. Okay, here we go. And you know, feel free to get to the end, pause, go back, do it again, do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again with A. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now to D. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now back to A. 1, and again. Okay, change. And again. And back to A. Change to D. And again to D, A. And one more time to D. Back to A. Let me know down in the comments how you're getting on with this. How does it feel at this stage after a few minutes of practice? Now, let's look at the E major chord. Slightly different here. So it's slightly different because we're going to be, the thumb is still alternating, but what it's actually alternating is between the low E string and the D string. And what we're playing here are two E notes. This is an E, this is an E. E, E. E, E, but one is much lower than the other. Very low, 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 high, high. Okay, but it's still alternating. But the difficult part here, the one that I always found quite difficult, and still find quite difficult, is the fact that we're skipping over this string here. So sometimes I often make a mistake and I accidentally hit it. Not that it's a big problem and makes a terrible noise, but it's not quite how it all started out apparently. Because a lot of the early country blues players did it like this. Now, as for the first, second and third fingers, well yeah, exactly the same. Like that. I quite like this one, even though it's more difficult, but I like it because of the way the strings really ring out here. So let's practice this slowly together, and let's get the thumb going. So 1, 2, so join in with me here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember, of course, try and keep your fingers in position, like they're getting ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now let's add the first finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, nice. Now let's add the second finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now let's add the third finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's put it all together. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now you really do want to take your time about this. You know, don't think that you've got to get this mastered in one day or anything like that, because it will take time. You need your thumb and your fingers to know what they're doing. All right. So really, again, stop the video and practice. Just take 10 minutes of your life now and just go around this part. Just the E major chord. Now, I promise you, when you really work on that, it will sound like heaven. So let's try putting the 3 chords together. All right, so we've got A, we've got D, and we've got E. Okay, A, D, and E. 3 good, great beginner chords as well. And so what we'll do is we're going to play 2 bars of A, 2 bars of D, 2 bars of E, and we're going to use this pattern. Just like that. That one there. This is kind of like the medium difficult one. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to A. So that's what we're going to do together. So here we go. A, D, and E. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's the 12-bar blues progression that we're going to use. Very standard, 4 bars of A, 2 bars of D, 2 bars of A, bar of E, bar of D, bar of A. Those are the chords, 2 bars of A at the end, sorry. And those are the chords. And you'll see, if you see the tab, you'll see how it is. So we're doing a very similar thing here. But then in the third beat, so third bar, we do this. And then the fourth bar, so we're just playing the first finger, but the thumb keeps going. Then we play the D as normal. And then the A, just like the third and fourth bar. Now here comes the slight change. It's these last 4 bars where we've got E, right, but it's only the first part of the pattern. So we're not going to play the high E string with the third finger. But then we have the D chord, and we are starting from like the second half of the pattern. So instead of starting with the first finger, we're starting with the third finger, the second finger, sorry. Like that. And the final 2 bars, well, slightly different, still an A chord, but we're starting with the third finger, second finger, first finger, second finger. So it's a bit of a change there. So like third finger, second finger, first finger, second finger. And then we end. So, are you ready? Let's do this. Courage now. 1, 2, 3, 4. More for me. Okay, so that's a basic, right? That's a kind of a basic country blues 12-bar with like that alternating bass picking. This thing here, and it's very difficult. I'm not going to lie to you. As I said at the beginning, it is difficult, but it's going to take time. And if you really put the practice in, you'll get it right. Now, if you want more practice with fingerstyle playing, check out these links here. And if you got value out of this, thanks so much. Why not consider liking and subscribing? And thanks for joining me today. Happy strumming. Hey, thanks for dropping by. What you're watching right now is a collection of helpful videos from my beginner guitar YouTube channel. If you want more, there are links down below. Thanks for watching. Happy strumming. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you looking to move away from those kind of very standard fingerstyle techniques, you know, like this? Now, of course, they're very nice and they're a really great way to begin this particular style of playing on the guitar. But with the fingerstyle technique that I want to show you today, it's going to do a couple of things for you. First of all, it's going to help impress your friends and family. And secondly, most definitely, it's going to level up your fingerstyle playing. The chords we're going to use with this pattern are A, D and E major, but also A minor, D minor and E minor as well. And we're going to look at those in a moment. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to break down this pattern and make it easy, put it into digestible, manageable chunks, and only using the open strings. We're not going to worry about playing chords just yet. So we're going to practice with, I'm right-handed, so my right hand does all the finger picking. If you're left-handed, you'll be finger picking with this. So we're just going to focus on our finger picking hands for the moment, and then later on get into playing chords. So let's talk about the thumb first. Now the thumb is going to be doing a alternating bass pattern. And what I mean by that is it's going to be playing two strings, not at the same time. And so it's going to be played over the first, second, third and fourth beats. So if we're playing in 4/4 time, the thumb's going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what we're doing is we're playing this little pattern over the A and E strings. A, E, A, E. And this is what it's going to do all the way through. So it's going to do it with A and E, but not only that, it's going to do D and A, D and A. And one thing you're going to need to do, and obviously this is going to take a bit of time, so don't put any pressure on yourself. You're going to need to keep the rhythm, you're going to need to keep the timing. Now, we're all human, and yeah, we're prone to speeding up just a little bit every now and then, but be careful, try not to do it like this. Like that, we don't want that, right? We want an even 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So practice with me, okay? I hope you've got your guitar with you. So practice with me. We're just going to do 2 bars, switching between first A and E strings for 2 bars, and then D and A strings for 2 bars. And we're going to repeat that a couple of times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now let's continue, and this time we're going to look at the finger parts. Let's see what your fingers are actually going to be playing. And again, we're going to break this down a little bit. And we're going to look at, we're going to be using basically our first and second finger. And we're going to focus first on the second finger, because the second finger is going to be playing on the beats, just like the thumb, and it's also going to be playing alternative strings. And it's going to play the E and the B string. Like, oops, yeah, let me start that again. The E and the B string. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's got the same rhythm, the same timing. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's just practice that together for a few moments. As I said, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got the thumb and we've got the second finger playing alternate. I don't know anymore. We're going to be playing different strings, and let's put them together. Okay, let's play those two parts together because they play on the same beats, the same tempo. So let's try this slowly. First, we'll start with the A and the E. Okay, we'll start just getting the thumb together, getting that, and then we'll add the second finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's add the second finger in 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're doing the same thing. And what you have is this kind of pinching motion, just like that there, these two fingers pinching, pinching, pinching. Just pinch, 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 pinch. Now let's try that again, but this time we're going to play 2 bars using A and E with the thumb, and then 2 bars with D and A. And then we'll repeat that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, okay, as I said before, this will take a bit of time. So if you're messing up a little bit, that's fine. It just all depends on the amount of practice you can put in on this, because it's all about that muscle memory, getting the fingers and your fingers and your thumb working together. It's all about muscle memory so that you can do it without thinking, without looking down. But that does take time and a lot of practice. Now, the other thing we need to do is to work on the first finger. Now, the first finger, unlike the thumb and the second finger, the first finger is playing on the offbeat. So in a bar of 4, we play 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's what the thumb and the second finger have been doing. 1, 2, 3, 4. But the first finger is now going to play on the and part, sort of in between the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's where it is, and it's always there. In fact, everything you play is always either on the first beat or on the and beat. There's no other beats in there, there's no other changes. So if we just play what the first and second finger are doing. So the second finger, that's on the beat. So it's going 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if we add the first finger, it'll be on the and beats. 3, 4, 1. And you see, sometimes it completely goes. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And it always feels like my fingers are running because they're doing this kind of running type of motion. That's how I see it. So let's try to put this all together. So I'm going to start off with the thumb, then I'm going to add the second finger, and this will be doing that little pinching type of motion. And then I'm going to add the first finger to kind of finish it all off. And I'm going to start off just playing with the A and the E string. A and the E string. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now I'm going to add the second finger. And we get that pinch going. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to add the first finger, hopefully. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and even with just with open strings, I think it sounds really nice. Let's try let's try changing. So we're playing the D and the A strings. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's pretty tough. That took a whole load of concentration to try and get that right. And I think I did make a couple of mistakes in there a few times, but you know, it's a rock and roll, isn't it? So as I said, this hand here, this is the hand that's doing all the hard work. But you've got to really practice it. You've got to spend some time every day working on this pattern, changing from the D to the A and the A to the E. And that really will help develop your muscle memory. It will help you get it right. But now, how do we play it with chords? And I said we could play it with A major, A minor, D, D minor, E and E minor. So for chords A and A minor, what we're going to play is the A and the E thumb version. This one, right, that one. But for D and D minor, E and E minor, we're going to play using the D, E, D and A strings. D, A, D, A, D, A. Those strings. So as I said, this won't change, right? This won't change. But obviously your hand's going to change. Your fretting hand is going to change. But this will stay the same. So if you're playing D and E, keep this going on the 4th and 5th strings. So let's do a little bit of practice using A major, D major and E major. And a very simple chord progression, 2 bars of A, 2 bars of D, 2 bars of E, 2 bars of A. That's all we're going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Now, as I said earlier, my timing probably went a little bit slow, a little bit fast here and there, but not noticeably so. So I mentioned earlier that we could play it with A, D and E, but also A minor, D minor and E minor. And guess what? It's exactly the same. So if you're playing A minor, you're going to be playing with the A and the E string. So it's going to sound like this. Now if you're playing D minor, you're going to do it like this. So you'll be playing the 4th and 5th string with your thumb. And if you're going to E minor, you're going to be playing the same as if you were playing the D major, the D minor or the E major. So once you've done this and you've practiced and you've practiced and practiced, I've got something else for you right here. Thanks for watching. Happy strumming. Hey, thanks for dropping by. What you're watching right now is a collection of helpful videos from my beginner guitar YouTube channel. If you want more, there are links down below. Thanks for watching. Happy strumming. I would have learned this country blues finger picking pattern a lot sooner if I knew this. Now, the technique that you're going to learn is surprisingly simple, but there is one thing. I'm going to use the P word right now, practice. Now, there are two different things going on in this fingerstyle pattern. You've got the thumb doing one thing, and you've got the fingers doing something else. So what you have to really learn is to get your thumb working independently of your fingers. And that's where the practice comes in. So we're going to look at 3 chords. We're going to use the E major chord. We're going to use the A major chord. And we're also going to use a fantastic 7th chord, an amazing chord. And it's such a fantastic chord that even the young Beatles travelled halfway across Liverpool on a couple of buses to learn this chord. What are we talking about here? With the E major chord, what we need is to work on our thumb and our fingers. And let's talk about the thumb first. So the thumb is playing this alternate bass picking pattern. It's like this. And this is 4 beats in a bar. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the 4 beats in the bar. And what we're playing is the low E string and the 4th string, which is the D string. But the note that you're actually picking is an E note on that 4th string, because this finger here, that 3rd finger is playing an E note. So we're playing 2 E notes, a low E and a higher E, just like this. And this, I think, is one of the fundamentals of country blues picking, where we're playing an alternate bass and it just keeps rolling along nicely, like this. And this is very basic. This is just 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what about the fingers? Well, my fingers are kind of here. I'm just playing this alternate bass thing, right? But my fingers are just here. And your fingers will always play the same thing. It will play the G string, 1st finger with the G string, 2nd finger, the B string, and the 3rd finger is the high E string. So 1st finger, 2nd finger, 3rd finger. 1st finger, 2nd finger, 3rd finger. And the great thing about this is once you learn what the thumb does, and once you learn what your fingers play, which strings your fingers play, you can apply this to other chords. So let's do a little practice. Let's try and get you going with the E major chord before we move on to the A. And so we'll keep this nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. So your thumb just going back and forward. E, D string, E string, D string, E string, D string. And what we're going to do is just add the first finger on the first beat of the bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's do the second finger on the B string. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So that was the second finger. Now the third finger plays the high E string, the thinnest string, the first string, whatever you want to call it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the very basic thing that you're doing. First finger on the first beat, second finger on the first beat, and the third finger on the first beat. That's a very basic way of playing. So if we look at all three fingers, so first finger, first beat, second finger, third finger, back to the second, and again, first finger, second finger, third finger, second finger. Okay, just play with me here. Just play along. Second finger, third finger, second finger, first finger, second finger, third finger, second finger. Alright, now let's play half bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's play on every beat. So like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you've got this thumb doing the same thing over and over again, regardless of what strings your fingers are picking. See, and this is where that dreaded P word comes in, practice. Now I'm going to repeat this probably a few times, but this is not something that's going to happen magically overnight. This is going to take time. It's going to take patience. You need to be persistent and you need to practice this every day. And when you split it up, all right, when you separate the thumb from the fingers, right? This is how you should really practice, I think. This is what helped me get this, not perfect because I still make mistakes when I'm playing, but I practiced just the thumb over and over again. Just playing the thumb on the same 2 strings. See, screwed up there. And for low E string and D string. Low E, D, low E, D, E, D, E, D. And we'll just go around this, not for hours and hours on end, but at least 5 minutes. Just do that. And then slowly I would add fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're just the first finger. Just practice this. So I'm just getting used to this. Then I would add the second finger and then the third finger. And this kind of practice is something that you could do if you're just sitting watching TV, watching the match. Just sit there, let your thumb go. Now let's talk about the A major chord. And here's the A major. Just like that. This is how I play it. And the good thing about this, just a kind of a quick chord transition tip. So if you're going from the E major to the A major, especially if you're playing your A like this, you'll notice that these 2 fingers here, the second and the third fingers, you keep them close together, lift them up a little bit and just mush them across to the next set of strings, like that, and back again. You see how my second and third fingers very close together, hardly moving. And I think this is a good way to play the A major chord because it makes for a nice easy change to the E major. But if you play it like this, no worries, it'll still work, obviously. But what are we playing? Now the thumb is doing something different here. What I mean is playing different strings. We're playing the 5th string, which is an open A string, and we're playing the D string. But because our finger is still here at the 2nd fret, the note is an E note. So we're playing an A, E, A, E, A, E. And again, if you look at my fingers, they're kind of in position, getting ready for what's to come. So we're just going to use exactly the same fingers for the same strings and do the same pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 4, first finger, 3, 4, just like this. So let's add the second finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Now let's add the third finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I made a bit of a mistake there, but when you make a mistake, just keep going. And just hope nobody notices. So we can still do the same thing there. So we can play that just on the first beats. 3, 4, 1, 2. First finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second. 2, 3, 4. Third. 2, 3. Second. And we can also play on the half bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we build up to playing on each beat, like this. So as I said, we're building up to get to that, but you need to put the practice in. So again, like with the E major chord, practice the thumb part on its own. Just go round and round and round and round playing the same thing. And as you're doing that, you've got your fingers on the third string, second string, and the first string, right? You know, getting yourself ready. And then when you start to feel comfortable with the thumb, just bring in the first finger, bring in the second, and just go round that for hours on end. And then you can build up gradually to get yourself here. You don't need to do it quickly, don't go crazy and try to do it 100 miles an hour. It's not really that necessary. Just keeping it at a nice steady pace, something that you're comfortable with, so you can get used to the pattern. That'll be a lot better for you than trying to do this, because you might mess up. So let's just play a couple of bars of E major, a couple of bars of A major, and go round, and we're going to play the kind of the half bar version of it. So we're going to be playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's 2 bars. So when you go like this, and you come back to the second finger on the B string, that's 2 bars. So we're going to 2 bars of E, 2 bars of A. We'll go round it a few times, and as I said before, if you make a mistake, keep going. Push through the cock-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you're practicing going from E to A, you can practice just on the first bar, or you can practice on half bars, or you can just, whoops, like this. So there's kind of slow, steady ways to practice. Don't feel that you have to go immediately to this one. You know, kind of take your time about it, really, and focus on getting the sound nice and clear. So what 7th chord could have got the Beatles to travel halfway across Liverpool to learn? Or so the legend goes. Well, it's this chord here. It's a great chord. All 4 fingers. And if you guess the chord, let me know down below in the comments. Just below the like and subscribe buttons. So, this really good chord, I like this chord, is a B7. And what are we playing? Well, for this B7, we're going to play exactly the same as we played with the A major chord. So, the thumb, obviously it sounds different because we're fingering different strings here. But what we're playing is the A, D strings. The 5th, 4th, 5th and 4th strings. Just like that. And the 1st, 2nd and 3rd fingers are going to play exactly the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. tension though with this chord, isn't there? Kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat. And that's a 7 chord for you. It'll add a bit of intrigue, a little bit of interest to whatever it is you're playing. And again, a little tip, if you're going from the B7 to the E major chord, for example, this finger, keep it where it is. Right, keep it where it is, and that'll kind of anchor you onto the fretboard. Because a common beginner problem is there's this urge to take off every finger to get to the next chord, and obviously when you take off every finger, it makes it a little bit harder, and you often see beginners start doing this, and then they finally hit the chord. So keep your second finger on that fret there. Second finger, second fret of the A string. Right, that can help you make the change a little easier. Going from the B7 to the A major chord. Now if you play A major like I do, then you can keep that finger, third finger on the fretboard, and add the other 2 fingers around it. And the same going back. Keep that third finger there. Again, this is a good little tip, I think, when you're starting out with some of these chords. Obviously, as you get better and better with your playing, you won't worry too much about that, because you'll have built up the necessary muscle memory. So changing chords is easy, and you will find yourself taking your fingers off. See, when I change from here to the E, from B7 to E or E to B7, yeah, my fingers are all lifting up a little bit. But when you're starting out, it's a good idea just to keep them there. And it helps anchor you onto the fretboard so you're not drifting away. So let's try playing the B7 chord, a little bit of practice together. So we're going to start off slowly, 1 beat to a bar, then half bars, and then we'll be playing on all beats of the bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Half bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Complete. Right, let's try practicing going from E major to B7 and back again. And again, we'll be playing 2 bars, and then we'll look at a nice little chord progression to put all of this together. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he makes a little mistake. Excuse me. But the thing I notice is when I'm practicing and I'm focusing very, very carefully on what I'm trying to do, my fingers really sting. I don't know if you can see this, but you know, there's that very, very groovy fingers there, and it really stings. So what I would recommend is practice, but as soon as you feel a bit of stinging, play a little bit longer, then have a break. Right, you don't need to have bleeding fingers to improve. And the same with your picking hand. I'm right-handed, so I'm picking with my right hand. But sometimes I can get a bit of pain in my wrist here when I'm playing. Again, I think it's because I am focusing and really thinking quite hard. Sometimes when I'm just sitting messing about, I'm more relaxed. But when I'm putting in a lot of focused practice, I'm a little bit more tense. And so what I like to do is shake my wrists out, shake my arms out, give my neck a little bit of a shake as well. Because something else, I can get a bit of pain here in my shoulder as I'm kind of being a bit tense. And you need to be a bit more relaxed when you're playing. So, take some breaks. So let's put this into a simple chord progression, and we're using E, A and B7 here. So you can see the chord progression on the screen, right? And this progression is going to use the finger picking pattern, and it's going to be mostly kind of the half bar and the complete. And every now and then, just the thumb. Right, so there's the chord progression on the screen. And the finger picking patterns. So as I said, we're going to be using, mostly half bars and full bars, complete bars. So, grab a screenshot. You can see the whole tab in front of you there. That's what we're going to be playing. And we're going to go through this slowly. All right, so don't feel any pressure. And why don't you watch first and then go back and join in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 3, 4. Now, isn't that beautiful? Just listening to that bass line going back and forward. I love that. I think that's just one of the greatest things. I love it. And I love the fact that it's taken me so many years to actually get that right, or to get it better. It's still not perfect. You've seen me play. I make a few mistakes every now and then. But when you get it right, man, it's great. Oops, mistake. So practice, practice and practice. It's what you need. And this is a technique that you can use when you're playing songs. So if you've got songs, and we're thinking about E, A and B, or B7, right? So if you can find a song with E, with A and B7, then you can put this practice into use. And taking songs from the 1950s and the 1960s, because so many songs just had those 3 chords, you'll be able to play this pattern. So for example, see if you recognize this tune. You can dance every dance with the guy who gives you the eye. Let him hold you tight. Every smile for the man is something, and he can't remember the words tonight. But don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, so you know, you can play along with songs like that. That's a beautiful song, I love it. And you know, the pattern that you use, you can just keep it like this. And as and when, that's something like that. Because you're not limited, you don't have to just keep it like this. Just try other patterns as well. Especially as you get better and better because you're practicing, right? Well, I heard the news, that's a good rockin' tonight. Well, I heard the news, that's a good rockin' tonight. I'm gonna hold my baby as tight as I can. Tonight you know I'm a loving man. Well, I got a woman way across town. She's good to me. Oh, oh yeah. Said I got a woman way across town. She's good to me. Oh yeah. She gives me money. So, you know, a couple of songs there. Good Rockin' Tonight, I Got a Woman. You know, they're simple songs, not performed brilliantly by me, but you know, you can pick them up, pardon the pun, and you can play those songs just using these patterns. And you can keep it simple, just doing that, or adding a few of those every now and then. But you know, you want to experiment, you want to try, you want to start using this. Don't just get stuck in practice. Because there's no point just practicing if you're not going to use it with anything. Now, if you want more practice with this kind of technique, this country blues finger picking technique, then click this link here. It'll take you to a nice playlist with other chords that you can use with this finger picking pattern. Thanks so much for joining me today. Happy finger picking. Hey, thanks for dropping by. What you're watching right now is a collection of helpful videos from my beginner guitar YouTube channel. If you want more, there are links down below. Thanks for watching. Happy strumming. So if you know your G major chord and your C major chord and your D major chord, and you got one of these and three of these, then you could probably play this. This is a country blues picking pattern, and it uses your thumb to play an alternate bass pattern like this. And so this is the G major chord, and I play with these four fingers. And what I'm picking with my thumb is the 6th and the 4th strings. 6, 4, 6, 4, 6, 4, 6, 4. And this picking is on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th beats. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're also going to do the same with the C major chord, using the thumb to pick on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th beats. So let's change to the C major. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so we're on the C major chord and we're picking now the 5th and 4th strings. 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, the A string and the D string. A, D, A, D, A, D. Now, For the D major chord, we're going to pick exactly the same two strings, the A and the D, and in exactly the same order. A, D, A, D. So let's change to the D major chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. So D major chord, A, D, A, D, A, D, and the thumb is still going, and it's still going strong. And one of the things about this country blues style type of picking is that the thumb is going to play the same thing over and over again. It's just going to play this alternate bass pattern, okay? And what's really important, and to get this right, you're going to really need to practice. Yeah, I know it's a bit of a dirty word sometimes, but playing this over and over again requires a lot of muscle memory, because it's going to be doing the same thing over and over again, and it's got to be independent of what these fingers are doing. So I really can't stress enough how much time you're going to need to put in with this part here. But the thing is, if you put the time in, and I know some people probably think it's really boring to practice just the thumb, the thumb, the thumb, the thumb. But the thing is, if you get it right, you'll get a really great sound, and you'll learn to get your thumb independent from your fingers, okay? Because there's a lot of picking patterns, I should say, that require you to use your thumb doing the same thing over and over again while the fingers do something else. And so repetition is so important here, and I can't recommend it enough. So we've had a quick look at the G, the C, and the D. Right, so we looked at those three chords, but what do your fingers actually do? Well, if you've noticed that my fingers are kind of here, right? They're kind of set up to get ready to play, and you'll see where the first finger is here. It's getting ready to play the third string, the G string. My second finger is getting ready to play the B string, the second string, and my third finger is prepared to play the high E string, the first string. And just a word about my fingernails. So if you see my thumb and my fingers, we've got kind of quite long, I don't know if you can see that, there's quite long fingernails there, and they're not necessary, you don't have to have long fingernails, but I like the sound. I like the sound that they make, the sound of them hitting the strings. I do like it. So we're going to start just with the first finger, okay? So we've got the G major chord down, right? And so we get the pattern going. And let's keep it quite slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to add the first finger playing the G string on just the first beat of the bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just like this. Right, now let's do the second finger playing the second string. Like that. Okay, now time to bring in the third finger. All right. Okay, this is a nice introduction to the picking. All right, now let's try half a bar with the first finger, half a bar with the second finger, and so on. So like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So just a half a bar of each. And now the second finger, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know about you, but I find that this quite hypnotic. Okay, now the third finger doing exactly the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's try picking on all 4 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because now what you're doing, you're also picking on the second and fourth beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's almost like a pincer, is that the right word? So you're kind of pinching the 2 strings together. And now let's do it with the second finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now let's try with the third finger playing the high E string. And that, again, it's very, very repetitive, isn't it? It's incredibly repetitive, but it's something that you know, all guitarists have done. Really, they just practice and practice and practice. So you can also do that with the C major chord. So C major chord, thumb, first finger, second finger, oops. Third finger, and you do that. And of course, we can go to the D major chord and practice it similarly. Oops, kind of, but not screwing up like that. Now the thing is, when you practice a lot like this, and you know, I imagine that, well, I expect you to be doing it for at least 15 minutes every day. 15 minutes of just this even, and then maybe 15 minutes of just adding the first finger. But when you practice that, there's a couple of things I want to just mention here. Firstly, you know, your fingers are going to sting, okay, because you're holding down the chord here for quite a long time, so your fingers are going to sting, and maybe you'll have, you know, these kind of grooves in your hand, and I don't know if you can see them, but mine are quite deep. Must be quite a groovy person. And then there's also your picking hand. Now my thumb, just about here, yeah, I don't know if you can see that, I've developed quite a bit of a callus there. It's almost like a lumpy growth, but it's not a growth, it's just a bit of guitar practice. And also the fingers, the tips of my fingers also kind of feel a little harder than this one here. This one's kind of soft compared to these 3 here. But that's kind of a normal thing. The other thing I will mention is how you're sitting and your posture, because you know, if you're doing this over and over again and you're practicing doing this, getting the fingers, is that, you know, if you're not careful, you might get a very sore shoulder here. I mean, I know because I've been playing quite a bit recently and I get a bit sore there, and also my wrist as well can get a bit sore. So I definitely recommend when you're playing, take a bit of a break and shake it out. Okay, just shake it out, you know, do that a little bit so that you don't get too stiff. And because, you know, if you're really uncomfortable when you're practicing, it's going to ruin your practice session. So really take care of yourself while you're playing. Let's look at a pattern that we can play. We're going to focus on the G major chord. Let's look at a little pattern that we can do. And then we're going to look at a chord progression. And then we're going to talk about how we can play a couple of songs using this pattern. Because, you know, you can apply these little things into your real life, you know, and into songs that you love. So let's try this. Let's try this pattern here. There's the tab up there, you can see it. And again, it looks kind of complicated, doesn't it? But it's just, again, it's just these the patterns that you learn over and over again, just putting into a tune. And so this pattern here is just played over the G major chord, and it goes like this. It's quite nice, that, isn't it? Let's play that together, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. That's really very, that's a beautiful thing to play. Whether it's fast or slow, I think it's absolutely incredible. And one thing that I used to have a problem with is, let me show you. I was always good here up to that point. But it's when I come to that bit there where I have to play the high E string. And the problem I used to have was because I didn't practice enough, because my thumb would follow that finger. My thumb would follow the finger and would try to play up here. Rather than doing that there, my thumb would follow that finger. So I would find myself doing this. See, and going up there, which is not really very bassy. So, you know, the reason why I recommend you practice and practice and practice, the thumb part is there so that you develop independence. So this thing here, this thumb here, becomes so independent of these three fingers here. Really, trust me, as I said, you know, you do it over and over again, it'll be worth your while. So, let's have a go again at this G part here, and then we'll have a look at a pattern we can play for the C. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. Now, one of the reasons why I like playing this shape G major chord with these fingers here, 4, 3 and 2, is because when I change to the C major chord, it's very close, right? The C major chord, look at that, there's hardly very much movement. Now, I know a lot of people play the G major like this, or with 4 fingers, but then going from G to C, or from C to G back again, is quite difficult. And that can affect when you change from G to C when you're playing this pattern, and you end up having some kind of something like that because you're trying to get over and back again. So I really would recommend try playing G like this. I think it's much better personally, and it makes it a much easier change from G to C, and also G to G7 as well, and G to G major 7. So give it a try. Now let's look at what we can do with the C major chord with this pattern. And again, tabs on the screen there. And this is what we're going to try and do. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, I made a bit of a mess up. Start that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's repeat that. And again. And again, with this one here, I used to have that same problem where my thumb would follow my third finger, and so instead of picking going back to this when I pick the high E string, it would follow, and it will play that third string, or even worse, completely screw up. So again, I'm going to tell you again. Practice just the bass part over and over again. Let it get deep into your soul. Let's put the G, what we just did with the G and what we're doing with the C, let's put that together. And again, it's all on the screen there. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what we've done so far. And just that little bit. Absolutely terrific stuff. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the G chord. All right, and we're going to play this here. So just again. Now I recommend you play the strings with the right fingers. Certainly now as you're just starting to get into this, because I think it's really important to know that for your fingers to know which strings they're supposed to be playing. And it's not guesswork or anything like that, especially when you're starting out, because you don't want to be thinking, okay, it's the second string. Should I use the first finger or should I use the third finger? You know, what finger should I use? So make sure you focus on that first finger for the G, second finger for the B, third finger for the high E string. And this is another kind of repetitive practice that you could do. You could just sit like this, you don't have to play any chord, and just do this. Just that over and over again. Again, develop the muscle memory. You know, so it becomes automatic, your fingers know exactly which string they're going to play. So you're sitting down here, you're going to do a pattern. Okay, we're going to play the G string, so I'm going to play the first finger. So I think it's a really, really good idea. So I'm not really thinking about it too much because it's kind of quite ingrained in me which strings I should be playing with which fingers. And I think that comes from like hours and hours and hours and years and decades of practice. So I do recommend making sure that you're using thumb for the bass strings, those 3 strings, and these 3 fingers, you know, like there. You know, you see them kind of nicely ready to play. Let's look at the D major chord, and after we've done this, we're going to put all the little patterns that we've just used, or we've just looked at, into a 12-bar blues progression. So this is the D major chord. So we've got, let's get this thing going again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there he goes. Right, let's try that again. Take 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're just playing this kind of thing. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. So with this one here, we're playing the B string and the high E string. We're not playing the G string, so your first fingers shouldn't be doing anything at all there, except relaxing, having a bit of a rest. But the thumb, that poor thumb just keeps going all the way through the song, all the way through the chord. So let's put this together, okay? What you could do right now, you could just stop, pause the video for a moment and just go back and look at the 3 kind of, what we did with the G chord, the C chord and the D chord. You could just have a look at that. Or you could keep stopping, or just keep it stopped and just practice the thumb part. I really do recommend, do this over and over again, because this constant practice, this constant practice is going to really help you develop and make learning patterns like this so much easier. And, less frustration, less smashing up the guitar. Okay, so we're going to use the 12-bar blues chord progression, and after we do that, we're going to look at a couple of songs that you can try playing. So we're going to look at the 12-bar blues, and this is in G. We've got G, C, and D. And you can see on the screen we've got 4 bars of G, 2 bars of C, 2 bars of G, and then we have the really nice bit at the end, D, C, and 2 bars of G. The tab is on the screen. You can pause the video, get a screenshot, and let's try this nice and slowly. What do you think? Here we go. Courage now. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, isn't that worth learning? Isn't that worth putting hours and hours of practice in for? You bet your life. If you're getting value out of this, then why not click the like and subscribe button. Thank you so much. We can also use this pattern in songs. Now the songs that we're going to use are obviously, you're only going to be playing chords G, C and D, so simple-ish songs, right? So for example, something like Blowing in the Wind, you can play something, right? You can use this pattern. Now the thing is, when you're playing a song, you don't have to have a set pattern. Okay, it doesn't have to be anything, you know, written in concrete or set in stone. So, you know, you're kind of free to do whatever you like with these fingers, but your thumb is going to keep the rhythm, the bass, the alternating bass. All right, that's what it's going to do. That's the thumb's job, to hold it all down, hold it all together. And even if you screw up something here, try and keep the thumb going and then just come back. So for example, not like that. How many roads must a man walk down before you can call him a man? How many mercies must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? So you could just fiddle about with that, you know, it doesn't need to be some perfect kind of thing. I've screwed up a few times there myself. Take another song, completely different genre. So for example, The Who's Squeeze Box. Again, you could start off just by playing the bass, get yourself together. Mama's got a squeeze box she wears on her chest. When her dad comes home, he never gets no rest because he's playing all night and the music's alright. Mama's got a squeeze box, daddy never sleeps at night. Not the best singing, but you know, it's not about the singing, it's about the pattern. And my favourite group of all time, the Beatles, one of their first songs, no, their first official single was Love Me Do, and you know, you can just do it. Love me do, you know I love you, I'll always be true, so please love me do. So you can put this pattern into action, really. You know, if you've got songs that you love that use G, C and D, I mean, there are plenty of rock and roll songs that you could do. I'm sure there's a number of folk songs that only use G, C and D. You could just play them. But whatever you do, play songs that you love. Don't just pick a song because it's only got G, C and D. Find a song that you love and really go for it. So practice, practice, practice. And if you want to play Love Me Do, I've got a video right here. It's not picking, it's just strummed the way it is. And there are also some fiddly bits included as well. So why not give that a shot? Thanks so much for watching today, and happy picking.